Hey everybody, it's Lori with the Catch a Pocket Podcast, and today I have episode 51, Michael Apinyakul of Shoeshine Blue. We had a great conversation, and I'm really glad to have met him. Thank you for coming. Sorry I butchered your name at the very beginning of our interview. And of course, thank you for listening, and like, follow, and subscribe. And also, at the later part of the episode, Michael sings live here in the studio, I believe, What I Hear in the Dark, and it came out fabulously. I'm so proud of it. And I also included a song from his Pure Cane Sugar album, which you can find on Bandcamp. I'll leave all the links at the notes, in the notes for this podcast, and at the end, I included the song Broken Little Headlight, and that's my favorite off Pure Cane Sugar album, which he did in 2022, and it's kind of a compilation of different recordings he did all over the place, and it's really cool. You should check it out. Thanks for listening again, and here is Michael Apinyakul. I'm here with my guest today, Michael Apinyakul. He is with Shoeshine Blue, and he plays music, I would say Americana type music, blues, of course, and rock, and also just in folk in that way. And you, thanks for coming to the Catch a Pocket Podcast.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. This has been a long time coming for us.
Yeah, we worked on it for a while, but we finally did it.
Yeah,
we're here.
Now we're here. All right, so on the Catch a Pocket Podcast, I always ask, I start with your life. Where were you born?
I was born in Jefferson City, Missouri, which is just kind of smack dab in the middle. And I grew up there, went to high school there, and then I went to college in Columbia, Missouri, which is about 30 minutes north of there. So,
did you graduate there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What major?
I was an English major with a philosophy minor. So you might have been able to tell by the '08 Toyota Corolla I rolled up in. I'm raking in the bucks.
Yeah, that doesn't matter to me. I drive an old Volkswagen. That these things are just things.
Yeah. I studied that. I didn't go to grad school, but I did have my undergrad. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so when did you find yourself wanting to play music and being inspired by that?
I bought my first guitar when I was 18, so I think it was the summer after I graduated high school. Yeah, it was the summer after I graduated high school. I bought a guitar from my friend's mom, and then I took that off to college, and I borrowed a book called How to Play Rock Guitar from another friend. I don't think I ever returned that book to him, but it just had like the cowboy chords in it, just the regular chords, and then and yeah, it was kind of off to the races. Like I learned my first chord, and I wrote a 1-chord song, and then once I learned a second chord, I wrote a 2-chord song, and I just kind of I really wanted to be able to write my own music. I was in a high school band, and we had a lot of heart.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were very good.
Did you just sing, or did you play the guitar?
I just sang, and not very well. I couldn't really sing on key yet. I kind of needed the guitar to lock into something, lock my voice into something. So learning to play guitar is also a lesson in learning how to sing. But it was just such a instant access to expression, and I just took to songwriting right away.
Cool. Yeah. So, and you've only done, I'm sure you did cover tunes when you were learning, but of course you've done your own work. That is your main focus, like writing songs and performing those songs for people. And so you turned 18 and you started to learn. When did you first perform in front of people?
About a year or so later. I transferred colleges. I transferred to Columbia, and I just started going to open mics, and which I think is really common. You start with an open mic, and then you start getting shows, and you create little communities with people and friends. Like, hey, do you want to try to book a show together? And And so it happened pretty quick. And yeah, I felt relatively comfortable with it early on. Like performing is not my gift. I'm not like a gifted performer, but I do like to. I have my moments, but I do this like to present the songs.
Right. So like that little chit chat banter with the audience and that rapport, you were easy about building that and stuff?
Sometimes it can go either way. Either I'm just like, thank you after each song, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Or I'm a chatty Cathy. I just never know. It's just whatever I'm feeling. If I feel like talking, I'll talk. If I don't, I just keep plowing through the songs.
Yeah. Okay. So, you played out with friends and things like that. Have you always been on your own, or have you ever had a full band, as a Shoeshine Blue? Was that ever a big band type thing?
It was. So for the first chunk of songwriting, it was just me. And I was just kind of learning the craft, trying to get better guitar, listen to music, have new influences. But then I moved to Portland, Oregon in the early 2000s. I lived there for like 16 years.
So from when to when in your age?
Let's see. I think I was like 25 when I moved there, and then 24 or 25, and then I moved away right before I turned 40. So,
okay.
The end of my 20s and all through my 30s, and I started off solo there, but that didn't last long, and then it was a duo, and then more people kind of joined the band, and it was at its maximum, it was like 7 people.
Wow, that's big.
But there, everyone's kind of in everyone's band. So, the bass players he's playing with so-and-so on this date and that date. So it was always kind of a rotating cast. Sometimes it was just me and some singers. Sometimes it was me and a full band. It was always a little different each time, which was good, and it was challenging. It was and unique. Hard to keep it's hard to manage 7 people, 7 very busy people.
Yeah, and trying to get that locked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like those endings are rough when it's not done over and over again with the same people. That kind of thing.
Yeah, and I got lucky too. I was okay at like running a band, but it wasn't like it didn't come natural to me. But I fortunately just found people that were my friends, like really, really good friends, and they were the right people because they kind of fell in love with the songs, and they heard things that I couldn't hear in the songs. So there was a lot of trust involved. And I learned how to play a role in my own songs where if there's harmonies, I just hold the note singing and let other people fill it out. Or with guitar, I just hold the rhythm down. I don't have to do much more than that. So it was a nice lesson in just learning how to play a role. And I would play with other people's bands and stuff, and just do the one thing that you should do and let everyone else do their thing.
Try not to do too much.
Yeah, exactly.
That way everyone can shine, right? Yep. Cool, man. So you were there till you hit 40. What brought you back? Or what brought you... Did you come here to Wichita at that point? Or did you go back to Missouri at that point?
I was in Albuquerque for a little while. It was like a little... just a little pause on the way back to the Midwest. And I was there for like 6 months, I believe, and I was with a girlfriend at the time, so we were waiting to see where she would get into grad school.
Okay.
So she got into WSU. So we were kind of waiting to see where the grad school was going to happen. But it was weird. I kind of developed this little this really secret crush on Wichita from afar. It's like that looks like the right size of place. It's kind of it's either a big town or a small city. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I don't know. We're kind of like a big city with the small town vibe or something.
It depends on the day.
Yeah, some days, it depends on where you're at in Wichita. But yeah, it's like everyone knows someone who knows someone. It's a small in that way, but it's big in other ways. Like to try to get from one side to the other side is a real whole thing.
There are a lot of people, but you just don't see them every day.
Yeah,
they're out there.
They stay in their houses or something. I don't know. They're. We were talking about this before. They're not as supportive in the arts as I wish they would be. So that we could have a bigger selection of artists, because you'll get like a really great band come and then not sell out. And it's like, how did they not sell out? I mean, gosh, you guys.
Yeah. I think the smaller places, it's very concentrated. So, like, a place like Kirby's, which is tiny, it's not hard for that place to feel packed.
Right.
But, you have a place like Wave. Is there enough people to actually just fill out the space?
Right. Yeah.
And I think that the local artists and musicians are, they all know each other. We all support each other. I think when I don't know how it is for touring bands coming through. I think it just it's a little bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah, and depending on the night and if it's the middle of the week, and that's with everyone. I think they have trouble middle of the week trying to get the people out there, and they have to do things and promote. So let's see. You're in Albuquerque. She gets accepted to WSU. You come with her here, and then you get a job here, or what happens then? I mean, you just, because she's at WSU, you meander over to Kirby's and then realize it's the coolest place in the world.
Well, I came here, and for the first year, I was working at a nursing home, just like cooking, and I was kind of going that path where I got my CNA certification and my med aid. But I really just wanted to work at the library, so I was just waiting for the library to be finished, and then I got hired there, and I still work there.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you work at the library.
That's library.
Really cool.
Yeah.
My sister's Lisa Rundstrom, who did the art piece that hangs from the ceiling.
The birds?
The birds.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and I helped hang those up.
That's awesome.
I was on a big thing shaking. It was scary. Like, right here? Dink.
Every once in a while, one of those little birds falls down, and it does look like, a dead bird on the ground.
Yeah.
We gotta go pick it up and rescue it and cradle it in our hands.
Yeah. We'll put it in the box when they come back to fix or whatever they're going to do. Who knows? I'm sure it's getting dusty. That's what I said to her. I'm like, what happens when this gets dusty? Anyway, she's like, well, I'll just find someone else to do a new piece, I guess, or we'll...
I mean, it's been there for, 6-7 years now. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I love it. I love the new library. I use it all the time on my phone, actually. I'm a big Libby participant.
Yeah.
Yes. I listen and read books all the time. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. Okay, so then some of these albums are from beforehand. So they were from when you were in Portland.
Yeah, I think most of them are going to be from when I was living there. All of them are recorded a little bit differently. Like there's one that's a studio album, and then there's a 4-track album, and the most recent one is a little more. I recorded some of it in Portland, some of it in Albuquerque, and then finished it here. That's the Pure Cane Sugar album.
Yeah.
And
it's a really great album.
thank you.
I love it.
Thanks.
I listened to it while I was mowing yesterday.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I was like, this rocks.
that'll get that grass mowed.
Yeah, sure does. Sure does. I like it. Yeah, so you kind of had some things already in your computer data and stuff that you did those other places that you hadn't put in albums yet, and so you compiled it?
Yeah, like I had the songs, and like I record on this I learned by recording on cassette 4-track, and what I have now is a little Tascam 8-track. It's digital, but it's just a little portable unit. So there's no screens on it or anything. So
right.
it's kind of like 4-track recording, but just digitally.
Yeah.
And so, I think I had the starts, like the bones of some of those songs, and then. It's not too heavily layered. Some of the layers, like the drums on that album, are just me playing drums on GarageBand with my thumbs on the phone.
Oh, cool.
Because they're not... The drums aren't the centerpiece of the song. They're just little accents. So, and the fact that like I'm playing them with my thumbs, there's rhythmic errors, so it sounds like a person playing it. I guess it is a person playing it.
Yeah. It's not like a drum machine type
Yeah.
So standard that... people can tell too. Yeah, it's weird how that is. Cool though that you did that. So you played all the instruments on Pure Cane Sugar? Yeah,
except for one song, "The Tower," which was recorded in Portland, so that has more of the band in it. So there's one song that has that. Everything else, it's just all me.
Yeah, so it was taped live, and that's how you got it, or did you all go tape your parts and sync them together? Or?
I think I did the guitar and vocal, and then and we kind of pieced it together just in a kitchen, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of pieced it together from there.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, all right. Let's see. So now you're working. You're still playing. You've got your Pure Cane Sugar, and that album came out last year? The year before?
Like a year and a half ago, it feels like. I feel like that's a good question.
Yeah. Like a
almost
year
2
and
years
let's
ago.
say,
Yeah,
almost 2 years.
Ago.
So, but you've been playing songs off of that. I know you have a good following because I went to a few of your shows, and there's a few people that I see at every one of your shows. They love you so much. They know your words of your songs, and that's really says something about people because your songs are catchy and people can relate to them, and they want to experience them and sing them with you.
Yeah,
so that's
that means
cool.
a lot. I know. I'm really flattered that people actually memorize or know the lyrics and sing
Yeah,
along.
that's cool.
And sometimes I'll hear them. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to harmonize with them. They sound on key to me, so we'll go with what they're doing.
They do pretty good. Yeah, I was standing like in between a couple people that knew all the words. I was like, you know all the words, and like, oh, he's awesome. So that's cool. That's really cool. Do you want to play a song for me?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready if you are.
You're playing a nice Martin.
Yeah, I've had this for about 20 years.
The parlor style.
Yeah, it's a very nimble guitar. Like it's not just for the size, but like just the way it plays, you can really like turn on a dime. I really like it. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's funny owning a guitar like this because this probably has another 15 years before it even really starts to like come into its own.
Yeah.
It just sounds better every day.
So you'll introduce your song and then go ahead and play
Yeah. So this song, this song is called I Believe What I Hear in the Dark. News on the TV sounds just like a message from above. Soft morals and hard opinions fit just like a glove. So put me down for 20. I'm alright with gambling, honey. I never read the paper. I believe what I hear in the dark. Everyone says they got a heart of gold, sipping a whiskey from a mug. Spreading our legs in the Kama Sutra, laying like a rug. So put me down for 20. I'm alright with gambling, honey. I never read the paper. I believe what I hear in the dark. Burning up toast the size of Texas, blood for coffee, bones for breakfast. We're burning up toast the size of Texas, blood for coffee, bones for breakfast. looks like the flames of hell. It drinks like the Holy Grail, and it sounds like a broken wing. It sounds like we're trying to sing that we don't care if the world's on fire. We don't care if your gun's for hire. We don't care if the world's on fire. Just bring your little ass back home.
Oh, that's so good.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that sounded awesome.
Thanks.
I just was thinking how much I love my life. Such a good life. Such a good life. Thank you for that. That was wonderful. And I was wondering, on the Catch a Pocket podcast, I always ask, I have a mouse in my pocket. I always ask people a story of inspiration. And so that could be what inspires you. That could also be something you heard that was inspiring. It could be about a person, place, or thing, anything you want. So,
yeah, I was listening to a couple of your podcasts today, and I was like, as I was thinking about, I heard you say that at the end of one of them, and I was like, what's my answer? I don't know. And like, I was kind of thinking about it on the drive here, and I don't have just like a monolithic kind of inspiration really. But I was thinking, like it's nice to be, and this kind of dovetails into living here and other musicians and artists. Like I'm just really inspired by like my friends. A lot of times, I was texting my friend Zach today, and we were geeking out about guitars, and then he texted me his new song, and it was awesome. I was like, yeah, like that, like it's other people just kind of chasing songs really inspires me. It keeps me motivated and kind of like regardless of how many shows I'm playing or what's going on with me, I still kind of make a lot of time. I go to open mics a lot. I like showing up every week, seeing the same people, watching people try something, succeed or fail, and the next week they figured it out. And that's still kind of the way I write songs too. Like I'll a new song, I'll get most of it done within about a week. I'll have 80% of it done, and it could take months to kind of like really put the polish on it. But once I have like a beginning, middle, and end, I'll go to an open mic or I'll go to a songwriter circle and just see if it sucks. And sometimes it does. Like for a week, I've been thinking I've written the best song I've ever written, and then pretty quickly it's well. It's just clever. It's not actually good. I
feel that.
So yeah, anyone's that's just like in it and like chasing it and trying to do things. It motivates me, and like I like being around those people.
Yeah. So that's great, man. That's a great answer. I hope to see you again, and I really appreciate you coming all the way out to Little Park City, but it's not that bad. Just don't take Hillside right now. It's bad.
No, I ran into that actually. I ran into that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go drive around the country right now. So
go look for inspiration out there. Yeah. There's a lot of it. It's windy though. Don't get blown away.
I know. It's it's very windy today.
So Michael, thanks for catching a pocket with me today, and thanks for everything you do to make Wichita a really cool place to live.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. And thank you, Michael, for coming on the show. If you guys think of anyone you want to hear their life story, leave a message for me in the comments or email me at catchapocket@gmail.com. Now I'm going to leave you with Broken Little Headlight off the Pure Cane Sugar album. Thanks, Michael, for catching a pocket with me, and I hope you guys catch a pocket you can be proud of.
sun on the horizon, broken like a headlight. So you gambled on love, but you were betting on a dogfight. Well, come a little closer, whisper like a lawyer. Nothing can be done here to please your little heart. Think about your body, bathing in the water, cleaner than a Sunday, dirty as a prayer. Think about the good times, dream about the bad times. I remember every word that ever crossed your lips. You should come a little closer, we're not getting any younger, surviving off of memory, living off tips. Heavy metal thunder, smokestack lightning, rattling your speakers, screaming in your ear. Now if you're calling out the dogs, babe, throwing out the rules, if you're walking out the door, darling, we're through. But you should come a little closer, you might feel a little something deeper than a promise, higher than the moon. You should come a little closer, stay a little longer, please don't go.